Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of JKL Media, where three friends talk about all things pop culture, and we are going through The Expanse. I am Jesse, she is Karen,
Hello.
and he is Lou,
How do?
which is where we did JKL because we are so clever.
And then you go
Delta,
and then you go on
yeah,
YouTube and see there's 50 other companies called JKL.
I
yeah, I
know.
know, yes,
But ours is real. Ours is Jesse, Karen, Lou.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Delta V aired May 23rd, 2018, the seventh episode of episode three, but this felt like episode one of season 3.5.
Or four.
This felt like, yeah, this felt like we were starting all over.
Yep.
And so let's start with quick thoughts. Karen?
Okay. I didn't not like it.
Okay.
You employed a
That's
double negative, ma'am.
because I don't want to be too harsh. I thought it was good, but I had a few things that took the level down for me.
Okay. Lou?
The title is again appropriate because this is a change, and as you rightly noted, it's a basically a soft reset of where we're going. And the show has, over the course of the first three seasons, shown that it cycles characters in and out. And some characters get to stick around longer than others. But I think we've seen the last of Aaron Wright and the Secretary General. We're introduced to some new characters, and I think that this, starting with this arc, this is the reason why I think Karen is going to like Drummer as her favorite character going forward. And of course, we got to meet the actor that Jesse's wife does not like, David
Yes,
Strathairn.
we do. Yeah. So reset is a good term. I was expecting kind of a letdown after such two or three solid episodes, but this really did feel like a season premiere to me. Hey, we're setting up new storylines. So it is a little odd with the way this is designed. And it shouldn't be because we're binging it, but it was like, are we sure this isn't a new season? So I thought I made notes as I was watching this, and I thought we just would talk through my notes and hopefully I didn't miss any major stories. But we start out Christians announcing the resignation of the Secretary General. It gets the feeling she's the new leader till there's a new election. She shares about a blue panel talking about this. Lou, going to go to you first because you've seen all this before. What were your thoughts in seeing this, and do you remember being surprised that the Secretary General was out?
Probably. I think that since the series aired, we've gotten more used to shows cycling characters in and out.
Mhm.
And so what they were doing here was relatively new. Was the Game of Thrones on at this time as well? Because that's probably the other show that did it as quite as often as The Expanse does. It's it's hard to remember how I felt at the time, but I'm pretty sure it's probably mirroring what you two guys felt because you do get invested in these characters, and I'm pretty sure one of the things that bummed Karen out a little bit is that it seems like it's the end of Prax and May. Like they're gone. There was no fair buy scene for them. They're just gone. Yeah, it's a shift, but on rewatch, I can appreciate it much more because I know what's to come. And I think like most shows that once they get into their past the first season into their second and third season, that's usually the high point of the series. And I believe that is coming up again for this series as well. And considering how
Right.
high it's been already, that's saying a lot.
Okay. And
Yeah,
Karen?
yeah, that's one of the reasons. I think it's an overall kind of why are these things not really being explained? We just jump in and we know that Aaron Wright was arrested, but it looks like we're not getting anything else from that. The Secretary General's just gone. What we didn't hear anything about that really. Anna doesn't even really talk about it. I do like that Amos mentions Prax. They say, hey, we're splitting it 4 ways. And she says, but there's only 3 of you. But where's Prax in that? He has a stake too, right? But no, he's just gone. She asked about Naomi. So there's a lot of stuff that where the show's really good at telling us stuff without having to show us. But I feel like I needed a little bit more
Closure.
when it came to this sort of just a little bit more. So yeah, and Naomi's just there on the ship. There was no really, hey, let's explain what she's doing. And anyway,
I think Naomi's presence was explained probably the best out of anybody, though.
yeah,
She's there
out
for
of
the
anybody, yeah.
she's there for the belters.
And I'm not
Yeah.
saying her motivation.
Right.
I'm just saying, hey, did she get this position? Is she official? There's a lot of stuff that
She's official. She's
all,
the drummer's engineer. Chief.
but do I know that?
Yeah, she's called her engineer.
Okay. Just from all of it, my head was spinning a little bit. I was like, okay, what? And
Yeah,
we don't know. It's implied heavily that the Rossi's being sent out there as well, and that's not really explained. I guess they're part of this delegation. Why are they doing this documentary? And again, they say you're paying us, but I don't know. I felt a little frustrated by it.
all
So.
right. So I'm gonna stop there and go, Lou, can you explain, or let me tell you what I picked up
Okay.
is weird stuff happened in Venus, and the ring
Very weird.
came from Venus, and it's now at the end of the solar system, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay, I didn't feel that was very clearly explained.
Right,
Well,
same.
I think they tried to do that with the slingshot guy because they were showing his plotting his course and he was up past Saturn, Uranus, and Pluto, right? So he was at the edge of the solar system and he went towards the ring. So I think they were trying to
Yeah, but
infer through that.
I don't know how the ring got there. Like
Yeah,
other,
I guess they just
The
traveled
squid
there.
thing just traveled
yeah,
there
I
Yeah.
didn't pick that up
Again,
to the episode
because
yeah.
it was
last season.
yeah, because it aped the arborgrass, right? And it just used that design as its template for it to create this squid rocket ship that went flew to the end of the to the edge of the solar system.
Yeah, I did not pick that up
Okay,
at first. Yeah. So I'm glad that I was ended up understanding it correctly.
cool.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of the show is asking us to fill in the lines that it's we were just talking before we hit record. Lou and I had finished The Bear, and his question was, did Claire and Carmi get together? And I said, yeah, I think they implied that by seeing her at the party. And Lou's, but she could have just been at the party, right? So if you leave it to your audience to figure out, sometimes they don't get it. And other people think it's very clear. Oh, they put it out black and white. And others are like, no, I don't understand at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we do have, I'm trusting the storytellers, but I do feel like we've broken up the team. The reasons I was loving this show is my character interactions. Bobby's no longer part of the crew. She's gone back to Mars. I guess that's great for her, but that's bad for me because I want Bobby on the Rossi, right? Naomi has decided she needs to help the Belters. That's good for her, but bad for me because I want her on the Rossi. The We get new characters on the Rossi. We find out they're being sued to get the ship back. And so they are agreeing a documentary because of all the crap that happened. And Jace Holden is one of the most famous people in the universe, or infamous. They want to do a documentary. So a lot going on. But before all that, once again, we get another stupid speed racer that I don't care about. We had the one
Hmm.
where the guy from Love and Mercy showed up And that was to prove us how the drive worked, to show that he did it. So we got this guy, he got a Dear Jane letter, video, then he got his girlfriend decided, no, maybe he is, and she shows her boobies to him, and he ends up being kerplunk.
You noticed that she had a big tattoo there, right? I'm
Yes.
assuming that a lot of the audience didn't notice that tattoo.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I just have noticed
I noticed the
more and more.
thong more, actually.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
background,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. His brother. Hey, bro.
I noticed both of them. By the way, that actor who played the brother, he was one of the speed racers in another episode,
No, was
like
it?
way back. Yeah, way back
Okay.
in
Yeah.
episode 1, season 1.
Okay.
So I once again did not understand why we had that storyline. Didn't make any sense.
Till the end of the episode?
Even then,
Oh,
Okay, let
that's
me tell
why
you.
they had that character in the episode.
Let me tell
is
you
so to
what
let
I'm
him die.
assuming. Okay,
No.
here's what I'm assuming.
Okay.
He activated the ring.
Yes.
Okay, that's what happened. The ring was inert, or it appeared inert, and when he went into it, that activated their defense system or something, and now it's alive, quote unquote. That's
Um,
my read on it.
I
that's
Or
got
his
that.
with
ship
the
did.
information at hand, that's a good read.
Okay.
I have no idea how you got that. I just saw he jumped into the little whatever it was and something happened.
Well, a barrier came up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the blue barrier. So ship
Yeah,
hit
I
that
assume.
barrier at high velocity. That's why he disintegrated.
And
So because it
Yeah.
slowed, it
decelerated,
like
right? Yeah.
slowed the ship right down.
Yeah.
And so I just assumed that's what the ring was made out of. And
Oh, see,
so,
I think
Okay,
again, that's
interesting.
just me, that it's a defense mechanism or
yeah, I
something.
didn't catch that at all.
And
I
it
just
and
Okay,
it woke
assumed.
it up.
yeah, I think a rewatch it was a little clearer. It'll be a little clearer because when Anna's talking to the scientist or tech guy, whatever he was, he said that this is definitely a piece of technology, and he says, "I know one thing," and she says, "What?" He says, "I hope it stays inert." And now this speed has activated, so it's no longer inert.
Yeah, I didn't catch that at all.
Okay,
That's
Yeah.
what I got from it, at
yeah.
least.
All right. Anything else
Okay.
about this racer we need to talk about?
I liked his choice in music.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
there
expecting,
was.
I was waiting
definitely.
for Space Trucker, but
That would have been great.
I did. It sounded like it was a.
belter version of Highway Star.
Oh no, I was
Oh,
talking about that. The
All by
yeah, a version A
myself.
of All by Myself done in another language,
Yep.
yes, yep,
which was he's all sad and everything.
yep.
So that was yeah, the music was great.
Yeah, I agree. It was a very, I won't say meta. Meta's not the right word, but it injected a kind of, hey, this guy is funny kind of thing into the
Mhm.
episode. We get Alex who listens to music on the Rossi, and his is more serious. This guy was over the top, dramatic,
He was
and
he was racing through the streets, darkness of town.
Yes, he was. Yes.
but he was ridiculous. He
Yeah,
was ridiculous, right?
yeah,
And
yep,
so his choices of music telegraph to us that he's over the top, ridiculous. You know,
yeah.
when he has
He's the
feelings,
belter
they're
version of a hot rodder.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really loved the music in it very much. But again, it's that kind of, it's going to give you a chuckle kind of thing. But so yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like he was important in the episode, but it was also the comic relief of the
Yes,
episode.
yes, exactly. And the ship and the name of a ship, Waikiki, is Spanish for so what?
And why? Yeah.
Yeah,
And why?
yeah.
I zoom that went over my head totally.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What didn't go over my head is Alex turning down both people pitching to him.
Amos.
Yeah, Amos,
Amos.
yes.
Yeah.
And there's only so much effing and booze you can buy. That needs to
Fantastic.
go on a t-shirt. That needs to go on a t-shirt. Yeah, so let's talk about the
How are you feeling about Amos right now, Jesse?
oh, I still love him. I
Felt a
love
little
him.
sad for him this episode, eh?
He's missing his best friend,
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
shows you what
and
kind of a sad life he must have had because they weren't
well,
really together that long.
and Naomi and him were always bonding, so he
But
doesn't
I
have
think that was more
Naomi.
of a respect
Yeah.
relationship.
A
I
kind of mentor-ish
He just saw her
relationship,
as
maybe.
someone reliable enough that he could hoist his anchor with her,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because she was trustworthy.
yeah. Yeah, I feel a little bit for him. I think there's a little bit more than just mentorship and leadership. I think he's part of a team, and Naomi was, for the longest time, his pack. And now then he's included his pack to expand more. So it was good. I love the idea they keep going. This was a legitimate salvage, legitimate salvage. They keep saying it over and over again, and they're not going to change their mind.
It was, they were given the ship by a Martian soldier, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And from our mind, of course, we think it's fair. But yeah, you can see how Mars, they're expensive, and just to lose that ship is
Mhm.
interesting. Karen, stick with you. Any other thoughts about what's going on in the Rossi? We hear about Alex is getting a divorce, but at least he's talking to his family now. Everything going on with the Rossi share.
Sure. I am very sad that Prax is gone, and I'm hoping we see them again. I don't want that to be a goodbye with him giving his daughter the backpack and then boop, he's
Hmm.
got her back. Let's see some of that. I am very sad for Amos. I've taken such a journey with him, did not appreciate him at all in the beginning. And number one, the beard is awesome. He looks so much better with a beard. And I'm sad because he's lost Prax as a friend, like his first 100% true friend. And that's just depressing to think about. And that's part of why I hope that he comes back and lands back with Rossi, because we know that Prax trusts Amos implicitly. He allowed those kids to go with him and everything. So there's that. Monica, who's the reporter, she was on Arrow. She played his baby mama, if you remember
Oh,
that
wow. Okay.
storyline.
Okay.
I immediately recognized her. I was like, okay, yeah. Samantha, I think was her name on the show. But I thought that both of them were really obnoxious. They're there to do a documentary on them, but that doesn't mean dig up all their past. Because what are they going to talk about in the documentary? What they did with the protomolecule, or are they going to do a profile on them? Because to me, a profile on them doesn't sound super interesting. I would think that people want to know what happened with them in the protomolecule. At least that's my thinking on it. And I do that they both came on to Amos because they didn't know which one was going to be able to take care of him. And
Yeah.
he shows that no, thank you. And I
Yeah,
feel like
I don't mess where I eat. It was just so,
exactly.
yeah.
And I don't think they're getting what they want from anybody on the ship because Holden isn't giving them anything, and Amos is openly hostile. And the only one that's really talking is Alex, and he is not who they want to be talking to, really. You kind of get the feeling that they're not
His
super
backstory is boring.
interested.
Yeah.
They're not
It's too
super
ordinary.
interested in
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
He's too
Yeah.
ordinary.
A
Yeah.
guy getting a divorce, big deal. So yeah, that they were just irritating. I'm interested in that story. I was just like, I wouldn't want to have those guys around. So I hope they're getting plenty of money for doing it. And then I think we see that the cameraman is doing something on the Rossi that he isn't supposed to be doing. And I don't know whether Monica's in on that or whether it's just him or whatever. So I'm hoping we'll see more of that soon. He was looking at their logs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's an interesting character. He's got some sort of touch sense thing going on. I think he's blind, or
He's blind.
his
Yeah.
eyes are attached to the drone, and maybe that's his only source of vision.
Hmm,
So yeah, he's an interesting character, and the reporter is
I missed that, and watched the episode twice.
wow. Seeing
He's
like with
doing
his
this when he's
fingers,
walking
yeah,
around.
he's
Yeah.
using doing his sensor reading kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Okay,
And if you look at his eyes, you can see he's got some sort of implants in his corneas.
okay,
The reporter, Monica, she seems much more like a stereotypical reporter, willing to do anything to get the story. I do think it's an interesting device for them to use those reporters as to give us some much needed backstory, especially on Amos.
yeah,
Find out a lot of interesting things about his Baltimore background,
yeah.
and that
Where
his
the
name is the
idea where,
same
yeah,
as a gangster, so that's
yeah,
interesting.
and he looks, huh?
Yeah. And I love the way
He's
he
not falling
just
into that trap.
I love the way he slams down the drone on the table.
Yeah,
So good.
That was really well done. And I love the fact that he calls the hydroponics panel, he calls them the Prax panels. I thought
Yeah, that's so
yes.
nice.
that was a real nice touch. And the fact that he looks after those plants now. He realized that even though he felt that him and Prax were really good friends, he knew that Prax wasn't going to invite him back to Ganymede. And but he never asked. Prax never asked. Which did that bother Amos? I don't think he would ever admit that, but I think deep down it probably did. But Prax had a use for and recognizes Amos's use in certain situations, and the life that he wants to return to, he knew was not a life that Amos could be a part of or would be happy being a part of. So it's a very bittersweet character arc for Amos and our arc for their relationship because they spent so much time together until they found May. So I thought all that was really good. And Bobby and Alex have bonded, I guess because of their Martian background. And
Martins.
she pays him a nice compliment saying that she would fly with him anytime. I thought that was a really nice. And then, of course, we get an interesting scene with Holden and somebody else, perhaps, maybe. Don't know for sure what was going on. Was he seeing something or was he really there? I don't know. What do you guys think about that last little scene?
So with the magic dust, the protobiological, anything is possible. So and we do know that our favorite police officer merged with Julie way back in what, season two? That it looked like they did more than just died, right? It was just they merged. So I think that in this scenario, the way they're arguing is that this protomolecule has the superpowers or the ability to do almost anything. And we don't know where its limits are. And that's part of the reason why so many wanted it and still want it.
Yep.
So I just assume this is a part of the protomolecule discussing, and they can make themselves look like the detective.
Okay.
Now,
Karen?
we did know that there's still protomolecule attached to the Rossi, right?
Yes.
Yes, good point.
So that's my thought, is that's what's causing that to happen. And then he
Okay.
might be there in the sense that it's whatever he turned into. At least that's my read on it.
Okay.
I'm also, to go back a little bit, I'm sad that Bobby's not with Christian because I
Yeah,
thought
me too.
they had a pretty nice bond going. But her identity was being a Marine.
And I do that idea that she said, I don't know what I would be if I'm not, right? And
Yep.
you wonder also, I could see a storyline where she's still going to be given crap by other Marines. They're not going to forgive that she, in their mind, betrayed Mars. So I think that will be a storyline we'll see later.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've it's a lot of splinters. And I do believe we had three storylines before with each faction. And now we've
Yeah.
got five or six storylines going.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping that they stay cohesive. Like Jesse said, I'm trusting the writers, because they've shown us that
Mhm.
they have the goods.
Yeah.
So, I am trepidatious a little bit to see
Mhm.
all these things splinter. We didn't even see Fred. We didn't see Prax. There, there's some stuff that we are glossing over. And I used tapestry when we talked about that
Hmm.
there's a tapestry that was weaving in and out of things. I'd call this almost a French braid, where you start the braid and then you pull in stuff from each side to make the braid down your head. And so maybe I'm hoping that they pull in something from here and something from here and something from here. And that's how the story keeps getting told, at least that to make it a more cohesive story.
Yeah. All right. So we have two new situations. Let's talk about the new second in command of the station. Yes, Commander Klaus Ashford. How do you say his first name?
Klaus.
Class.
Klaus. Okay.
Klaus.
Oh, Klaus.
Klaus.
Yeah,
Okay.
like German.
Yes, ever since Dolores Claiborne, Linda's hated David Strathairn, a well-known character actor. I actually am pretty impressed that they got him because he's been in everything. I just watched The Luckiest Man in America, that Hulu made for TV movie about the guy who it's a fictionalized version of the Press Your Luck
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
scandal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Dolores Claiborne. He's been in Billions.
He was in that
Uh,
series where there was people with superpowers too, and it got canceled.
Alphas.
Alphas, yeah.
Alphas.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
love that show.
Yeah, I did too. And
yeah,
I think the other one of the characters was wasn't he the doctor on the autistic doctor? Was that not him? What's that guy's name? Jeez. I don't watch that show. I just know
hmm,
his anyhow, I'll do a little search.
911
No, it's a
or
doctor.
Grey's Anatomy.
He was the character. He was the titular character of the series, and he was autistic. I don't know if it was maybe I've got the wrong actor. And he was just
yeah. I
recently in
don't
that Hitman series with his mother was a hitman.
don't know. I don't remember him being in The Good Doctor.
Ryan Cartwright.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. Just if you look at his IMDb page, he's just been in everything, and I think he adds a little bit of gravitas to this.
No, it's a different actor. Okay.
In a
I
weird
sh
way.
Yeah, I was ready to because Naomi and the why do I always draw a blank on
Drummer.
yeah, drummers dislike to him, but he seems to be making a lot of sense. I actually on my notes said, could he possibly be a good guy in context,
His
being a
boss
pirate?
isn't the best guy. Well,
Yeah, but I thought it was a good scenes, him together, permission to come aboard and them kind of being confused. I would thought they would have known that tradition. And also the whole idea of the contraband and him stepping in, going, look, we just can't space people anymore. We're trying to learn how to be civilized. And Drummers has no interest in it. Once again, start with you, Karen. Thoughts on our new commander, second in command?
yeah, I am okay. I love David Strathairn. I'm just putting it out there. I'd seen him in a lot of different things, but Alphas is really what cemented my love for him. He was also in The Blacklist for 12 or so episodes. I just looked it up. I didn't know that off the top of my head. I knew he was in the show, but so anyway, I like him, but he's another character that is very abrasive. I don't like how he is smirky, and he is a little
Yep.
smirky
Yep.
and trying to undermine Drummer. I think it's out in the open that he's trying to undermine her. I don't think that the two OPA factions are going to work together. We have Fred Johnson and
Pause.
Who?
Dawes Anderson.
Dawes.
Dawes. Thank you, Anderson Dawes. Yeah, we have those two factions, and I am under the impression that he was sent there to, number one, to spy on them, and number two, to make sure that Dawes's mission is done. He has another mission, and I think he and Johnson aren't, they're not going to gel together as one OPA, right? So I think they're both in it for themselves. And while they both say, hey, we're in it for the belt, sure. But if they can take power through that, they will. And very much on Anderson Dawes's part. I think Fred is a slight bit less than that, but still, there's going to be some head butting going on. And I like Drummer and Naomi very much. I love David Strathairn, but his character is going to irritate me, I think. I think he is there to undermine her. If he could usurp her and take power, he will. And that's the kind of impression I get from that. But man, Drummer, that dude got a guy killed, right? The dealer.
Yep.
And spacing him to make a point, eh, not the dealer, but oh, come on. Do you really want a drug supplier on a ship?
Death penalty seems
Self-contained.
a little harsh.
Does it?
Yeah.
They're on a
Yep.
ship. What are they going to do?
Throw him in jail.
Yeah, and I
Right?
also would make the argument
Put him
of
on the prison board.
your course, you aren't going to, prohibition doesn't work. And
Right.
so by needing to control it might be better going that. Yeah, but I do think it is the idea of law and order. It should be important, not just we're those wild, it's the Wild West where we can do anything we want.
And
Yeah.
she does admit, hey, what's going to happen? I get that. But this guy caused a death. You kill
Yeah.
somebody, essentially. I wouldn't have felt bad, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
I do understand Naomi tried to calm her down a little bit. And I think it would have been pretty effective in quelling stuff. We've seen that happen before with them
Hmm.
spacing people and it being effective as a deterrent, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
That dealer probably would have not been dealing anymore. So
Hmm.
yeah, you want them to have a prison barge, great, but they're out. They're way out in the reaches of space, and I don't think it's unreasonable. She's a hard ass, and I like that. It's a show. I can say, in this case, I can say, yeah, go ahead, space
No,
him.
I'm just a
Um,
little surprised. It seems a little bloodthirsty for you. That's all.
for me,
Yeah.
no, I'm good with it. I
Okay.
really am good with it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not as nice
Interesting.
as I seem. Come on, guys.
Interesting.
How about you, Jesse? What did you think about?
Yeah, he made sense to me that saying what we used to do won't work. And yes, there should be a process. We have to have lynching doesn't work, and we need to whatever a trial, whatever we want. We have to be more civilized.
To
I
have rule
do,
of law.
yeah, and I do they really are pushing the accent and the
Mm.
language, right?
Yeah, Naomi, her accent got
Yeah,
stronger.
which is very like I remember hearing the story. My wife was talking to her mom one day at work over the phone, and someone looked over the cubicle walls and said, I was wondering who this is because Linda started gathering more of a Cajun accent
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
talking to her mom.
Yeah.
And Linda does not have a Cajun accent whatsoever. But talking to that, she just started mimicking a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So I think that makes a lot of sense, right? That
And I do think that Naomi disguised herself by losing some of that accent when
yes.
she left the OPA and
Yeah.
got disenfranchised. And now, so that is something that she already had,
Mhm.
right? She already had that thicker
Yeah.
Belter accent, but she toned it down, and now she's free to just go back, fall back into it. She doesn't have to watch how she talks anymore. At least that's
Yeah,
my feeling on it.
I think it's a fair one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this guy is going to end up being a good guy or a bad guy. I think he's an interesting character. And like I said, I think it's really cool that we're seeing him as
Now,
part of this.
one of my questions is, you say you agree with him. I agree. I see
Yeah,
your point, but he is Anderson Dawes's person.
yeah,
So there's a bit of a dichotomy there, right?
absolutely.
That Anderson Dawes is not the person to be saying, hey, we need to watch the rule of law. That's not him. So where is that coming from? And then he's got Diogo, who we know Anderson convinced to take cortisol, whatever his name is, to free the scientists, where Fred was gonna
He was
figure
he
out things
acted
with
as a
him.
decoy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we know that Anderson Dawes is shifty. And I love that we saw Naomi's reaction to Diogo as well. She's gonna fly at him, and
Yeah.
he is super smirky.
yeah,
He doesn't even hide it. And I think Klaus is hiding it a little bit. He's trying
yes,
not to look smirky, but behind their back, he is
yeah, absolutely.
doing the sideways smile thing. So anyway, and I think it's interesting how Diogo has been playing this kind of background part here and there, coming from his uncle spaced himself in order to save Diogo, like way back. And now he's getting more and more drawn into this sort of almost a terrorist kind of thing. He's good guy, bad guy, good guy, bad guy kind of thing. And now he's working for Anderson Dawes, and that gives
Yeah,
him another dimension.
exactly. Yeah, I think it's interesting, and we'll see. The only left thing left, I think, is to discuss. We did learn, we did. It's another ship. The
Before
and
we
we
go on, Jesse,
okay,
I'd just like to say a couple of things about
please.
Strathern. I think Karen had a very great insight about his stance on how to handle the drug dealer. It's interesting that because Drummer and Ashford are proxies for Anderson Dawes, and Fred Johnson. And you could say that what's the left and right factions of the Belter Society. So Karen's point about the fact that Ashford took a position that seems more leftist than rightist makes you question his motivations for sure. Is he doing that just to irritate Drummer, or is he trying to undermine her authority, or
Or is it genuine?
is it
Which
genuine?
I doubt, but
Or is he just trying to win favor with the common belters on the station, on the ship? So I find all that very fascinating. And I love the look of Ashford. Like he's got that scar on the side of his face,
very
that
different.
burn mark. And his accent, as you pointed out, Jesse, he really lends an air of authenticity to the whole Belter culture that I don't think we've seen enough of, even though like we had the actor's name's escaping me, Richard Harris' son. I can't remember his name now. The guy that plays
Jared, he
Yeah,
plays,
Jared.
yeah.
He did a pretty good job too, but he wasn't in enough of the episodes, or he was, but I don't know. But Strathorn maybe is just a better actor, but he to me, he just seems to inhabit that Belter character. I find him very authentic. And I guess maybe what I'm saying, he's very charismatic. And I like, everything about his jabs are great, like his uniform. And then he makes a jab at Drummer about hers, but for indentured servitude. I just think that he knows how to needle people really good. And
Yes.
he's going to be a very entertaining character, I think, for both of you to watch in the next little while. And I especially like the fact that Karen says he's a very smarmy character, and I wonder how she's going to feel about him as the series progresses. Kind
Okay.
of reminds me of another character that you two didn't really like at the beginning, but I'll just leave it at that. And there were a couple of
And
characters that you didn't
I
that you
love
do.
I love how they made him look.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
not
with the
his normal,
scars.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the weird hair. It's not
Yeah.
his normal thing. Usually he's very buttoned down and businessman type.
Yeah.
And so I think this is really cool to see him in a role like this.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
agree.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So now we wanted to talk about the
Yeah,
The
so
Soon-Ung.
yeah.
Melba. Melba, I had to look up her name. Nicole, right? She's new. And the character Ren, played by John Capos, talk about, yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Not a great
Hmm.
character. Yeah.
'Cause yeah, he's been in everything. Seems to be really supporting her, right? Hey, no, it's good. We're gonna be fine. You're gonna get through this. And we end up with him coming back for his flask, and he finds that she's hidden something, and I really wish you hadn't done that. And he's, look, I don't want to hurt you. And then she looks like she does something, like shifts gears, bites some kind of pill or something, and all of a sudden she's got quote unquote superpowers and just knocks the crap out of him. So I'm confused as hell about what's going on with this, but looking forward to trying to figure out what's going on. Lou, what can you tell us without spoiling things?
Not much.
Okay.
You'll just have to grin and bear her that whole story arc with what's going on that freighter. But it is one of the ships that is heading out to the ring.
Yes.
So that's important to know.
And Anna is on that ship, correct?
And
This
no,
is a different ship.
no, Anna's
This
on
is
she's on the kind of like the Agatha King kind type style of
Okay.
ship. What they're
Okay.
working on is one of the supply ships.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the
All right.
freighters, I guess you could say.
Okay.
yeah, Anna's on the oh my God,
The
Thomas
Thomas
Prince.
Prince. Okay,
Right.
got it.
And
Okay.
this is the Sung-Ung. I unfortunately was spoiled a little bit by her. I saw something that gives away a little bit.
Oh,
I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, Lou,
not sure what you saw that gave
who
away.
she is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
For one thing, Melba, come on. What a horrible fake name. And we don't
Wilbur.
get yeah, we don't get anything else, just Melba, right? When we
Yeah,
have first and last names for all the other people. I think, and yeah, okay, so Ren, what's the actor's name again? John Capellos. Man, he is literally in everything, right? He's played cop, he's played doctor, he's played a man on the street, he's probably played a dead body in Law and Order. He's been
Hmm.
in everything. I loved seeing him in this. The fact that he's so supportive of her,
Yeah,
trying to help her through this, what he assumes is her nervousness. And I think that's not nervousness as he sees it.
right.
He's seeing a different thing as this being her first posting. I think she's nervous because of what she is planning. And
Yes.
also knowing her, the spoiler I got, it
Yeah,
doesn't spoil what is happening in this episode. How she became whatever that is, I don't know. That's still a mystery to me and I would put it in that category of like how Chuck flashes in Chuck. It's almost like a switch was turned or something. And she
okay.
has these I don't know if you watched Chuck,
I did.
Jesse. Okay. So it's like that where he can switch a little bit and become a judo master or whatever. That's the vibe I got from it. And how that happens, I don't know. But
Okay.
unfortunately, I know who she is.
Okay. I do not.
Good.
So that's good. Yeah, I really liked her, and I was waiting for, usually when the rookie is involved, there's a lot of people going through harassing, right? Going
hmm
through,
Yeah.
yeah. And this was not that. So that kind of made it like, oh, wait, what's going on? And I knew once he said, I wish you hadn't seen that. I knew that he
Yeah.
was gone.
Dun dun. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's it. What else did we need to talk about in this episode that I skipped? I'm looking at my notes. Not else. I can't see anything else on my notes that we should discuss. How about
No,
you
I
Uh,
guys?
think you did a pretty good job, Jesse.
I'm
Okay.
interested in seeing how all these people come together by the ring because it's an odd sampling of things, military, religious, politicians. It looks like they're sending all kinds of people there. And I am wondering how that comes together, what kind of a role Christian's going to play in all of it. There's a lot of things that the implications came in this episode, and so I'm hoping we'll get to see an interesting play out of those things.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go through ratings. Karen.
I have gone back and forth on this. I think I'm going to give it a 7.5, and I hate to give it that low. I really do. A 7.5 Flying Roombas.
All right. Lou.
I'll give it 8 highway stars.
Hmm.
Nice.
I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 Forgotten Flasks
Mm,
Okay.
and wait to see what's going to happen.
yep.
Very nice. So, Karen, if someone wants to give us feedback, how can they?
They can email us at jklmediareviews@gmail.com. If you want to follow me, I am at Aleveria, Aleveria on social media, and my blog is allestuff.com.
All right, Lou.
You can find me on this YouTube channel, JKL Media Reviews, of course, where we're doing The Expanse and we're waiting for Pluribus and Severance to come back. On my home YouTube channel, Lou's Reviews, I've got archived episodes of Babylon 5, as well as the animated movie. And I also have my Stephen King podcast and my writer's interview podcast. And on Twitter and Blue Sky, you can find me at Lou W. Sitzma, Sytsma.
Very nice. And I am at Jesse Jackson DFW on Twitter. You can hear me talk music. I just had an episode on Set Lusting Bruce where someone called Bruce a greedy pig because of the latest tour, and he was on the podcast with me, and I've gotten a lot of wonderful feedback from people, some questioning why I would give that guy a forum, but most people very proud that I was letting someone who thinks differently than I do share their thoughts. And on Small Council Matters, we are going through House of the Dragon. You can hear me talk about that. That's been a very fun series so far, and would love to hear what you guys think. Next week, we'll be back with more of The Expanse. We hope you're enjoying this as we go through this together. Karen, any final thoughts?
Nope, can't wait for next week.
All right. And Lou?
We're at the start of the new turn of the series, and as I alluded to earlier, I think that once it gets going, we're all going to be very happy.
Awesome.
Very nice. All right, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July if you so celebrate. And we will be back next week. Everyone, be safe, be kind, and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Till next week. Fantasy.
The proceeding has been a JKL Media production.